I have to give it up to Charity because she finally did what someone in that family needed to do, and that was call out First Lady May. It was time. It was time. It was time for First Lady May to be called to the carpet. Welcome back to J-Bug Jamie. GreenLeaf opens up with the scene with Bishop GreenLeaf and Mac McGreedy in the office, and you hear gunshots. Grace rushes into the office to see what's going on, all the commotion. She could kind of feel. Grace had discernment last week when she knew in her heart that something wasn't right. She got that spiritual guidance from God to go in there or just find her father because she knew something wasn't right. So Mac is on the floor. He's clenching his heart, because he's been shot and everything. And they had a talk, like I said before, that Bishop GreenLeaf knows more than what he let on. And it's also some other secrets within that family that he wants to hold tight. He doesn't want to get out there to the world to know the truth about some personal things that may have happened in the past to either him, his wife, his daughter. So he's very protective, and Mac holds the key to all the secrets. He can either release it or he can keep it in. So Mac says, I need a moment with the bishop. And so the bishop has this attitude with Grace and the mom, like, get out for a moment, just give us a moment. Not really an attitude, but give us a moment. In that moment, they make a deal, I guess, to keep whatever the secret is, keep it hidden for a while. First Lady May goes back to her office. She starts to pray. She gets down on her knees. And that's about the one great thing that happened in this episode. She got down on her knees and she said, I can't do it. I need you, Father. I need your help. I thought I was in control, but I'm not in control. Or whatever I've been controlling, it's time for you to come in and take over. But what would have been great if she would have confessed and said, you know what, I caused a lot of this dissension, this division. I did this part, I did this. Be real, keep it honest with the Father. I'm gonna go to the dinner table scene. That scene right there was very Charity really showed a different type of confidence when she let her mom know that all this stuff you've been doing, you walk around like you're so strong and you have it all together. Why didn't you get your brother together years ago? When you were first told about faith, or whenever because I feel like something else happened that she may have found out about in their younger years. Why didn't you confront him and get that all squared away years ago? Meaning that get him help. Get him to a place where he can pay for what he's done. Also, I like the fact that Grace stood up and said, no more lies. We're going to do what needs to be done in this office. We're not going to continue to keep the lie going. So when she picked up the phone, it was time. One scene that really had me taken aback was when Jacob knocked on his daughter's door and she was like, knock, get out. I don't know. Everyone raises their kids differently. Everyone has their own rules. But if you're not paying any bills, you don't buy any food, you don't contribute in any way to the household, you don't tell me as your parent when I can and can't come in your room. Who are you? You're a child. So I feel like Jacob should have put Zora in her place, in a child's place. Also, I got this suspicious feeling that there's more to the story between her and Mac McGreedy. Something else is deeper, and we might find out later on next season, or because there's only 3 more episodes left, so, But there's more there. Grace's ex-husband comes to town, and he's introduced to the secretary. I like the secretary. She has this quietness about her. And he talks with his daughter because she called him because she was very upset that her mother kept the secret of Mac McGreedy from her. They're mother and daughter, but they're also really close. So she thought her mother would have told her the truth. So she, had a weak moment and called her dad and was like, Dad, you need to come. Where they're having the meeting with all the deacons and everything. The way that Bishop GreenLeaf treated Grace was very just disrespectful. I didn't like that at all. Just asking her to leave. When someone has something on you, your whole personality changes. When you're hiding something, you become when a lie turns into evil, turns into just so much that's not good. So the way he treated her is based on a lie. If he was living in truth, he wouldn't have nothing to hide. He wouldn't have to treat his daughter like that. The scene where they were eating the cake and one of the deaconesses asked about the bakery because she wanted to use that bakery for her granddaughter's birthday party. And she's like, how could, who paid for this? It's very expensive, knowing, Noah and Isabel, they may not have the budget for that type of cake. First Lady May said, Mac, it was a gift from Mac. Everybody slid that cake back and was like, I don't want it. Don't blame the good cake. The cake didn't do anything. Tell me down below if you would have eaten the cake or would you have did a little slide back because whoever purchased the cake, even though it came from a bakery, but would you have continued to eat the cake? Another scene that got me like, whew, was when First Lady May went to see her brother Mac McGreedy in the hospital. That scene, you might have to look at it more than once because it's very telling when she says, God tells me that I have to forgive. Now, I don't know about all that because God does want us to forgive, but we don't have to forgive demons. He didn't say forgive demons. He said forgive our fellow man, our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, but not a demon. But tell me what your thoughts on forgiveness as far as Mac McGreedy. Tell me down below what you think about the forgiveness. But she hinted, to me it felt like something had happened to her, either with Mac or with a family member. She spoke as though she knew the feeling that Faith may have felt, like it was her. First Lady May gave off a vibe like she knew the feeling that Faith felt when Mac violated her like that. That scene was very telling. Like something happened in that family, and something happened to First Lady May. This episode, I'm going to tell you my standout scenes. My standout scene was the beginning scene with Bishop, GreenLeaf, and Mac kind of threatening him, and also the scene where Mac is being wheeled off from the church. He's in the paramedic's bed and he passes Grace and he has like this smirk on his face like, yeah, you thought you had me, but it's over because the secret I'm holding, yeah, you don't have it. You thought you knew, but you really don't know. That scene right there, the way he looked at her and the way she looked at him and how he had the little smirk on his face. And also the scene at the table when Charity stood up to her mother and her family. They are keeping some things from Charity, but I don't think it's out of spite or anything. It's just, I think it's out of she's the baby and they want to protect her, or she's the knee baby and they're trying to protect her. The dynamics between Kevin and Charity is, I haven't been talking about it, but it's something else right there. Those dynamics, it's like deep down Charity, she knows about her husband. She knows the truth deep in her heart. Anytime you have to question something, you just need those puzzles. She may need some puzzles put together, but she kind of knows the truth. And also I want to say that it's a show that needs to use the musical platform more. I want to hear more of the gospel platform and not just the popular artists that we hear all the time. I would love for GreenLeaf to incorporate the music, gospel music to it, and get the Vanessa Bell Armstrongs, get the Tanika Wyatts, get the Francesca Whites, get the Tasha Cobbs, the Jocelyn Carrs, even the contemporary artists, that the Chris Tomlins, all those people in the Christian realm, and put together a great GreenLeaf CD, because I think people would listen. Oh, get the Dietrich Haddons. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week for episode 11. God, like I didn't want it to end like that. It was so good. Then First Lady May and Mac